The one thing that separates human beings from any other species is our extraordinary ability to learn. From the moment we first walk the earth, we quickly realized the only defense against tooth and claw was to be one step ahead of predator or prey. In turn, we taught our children how to hunt, gather food, make tools, in short, how to survive. For hundreds of generations, this practical knowledge was passed down, resulting in a species that today controls the destiny of our planet. But are we now in danger of failing our children? According to internationally acclaimed educator John Abbott, society's single-minded drive towards economic profitability has created an educational system that overemphasizes classroom instruction, leaving many of our youth overschooled but undereducated.
Isn't it stupid to think that by the age of 18, everything that still has to be learnt has to be taught in the classroom?
Abbott offers an interesting alternative.
And how about an environment where in fact secondary education means spending maybe half your amount of time in a building called school and half of your period of time with tutors who are not school tutors but are community tutors?
Evolving education, learning in the 21st century, follows students, teachers, parents, and administrators who are facing the challenges of the future by embracing the teachings of John Abbott. From bustling suburban and inner-city schools to a remote community in the Gulf Islands, this series challenges our traditional concepts of education. By stressing learning in the context of community rather than on instruction in the classroom, students are making decisions about their lives, about their local and global communities, and ultimately about the planet. Nestled on a small tract of land in the heart of north-central Regina, Scott Collegiate acts as the unofficial hub of the community and the center of an ambitious plan to build a multifunctional facility that will blur the lines between school and community. The project, called Scott Learning Across the Community Initiative, is still very much in the planning stages, but represents a bold move by educators, service providers, and the community to address a number of socioeconomic issues that exist in north-central Regina. Don Hoym is Director of Education with Regina Public Schools. He explains how John Abbott's principles are playing an important role in bringing this project together.
Well, John's approach to cognitive apprenticeship, learning across the community, has really become the key component of our Scott, as we're calling it, Learning Across the Community Initiative. And that is ensuring that the way in which the community, human service providers, and the students are being brought together is in a unified fashion. And that the learning will not simply be occurring in school, but will be occurring through the human service providers in the community and helping to revitalize the Scott community.
Other partners in the Scott initiative include the Regina-Qu'Appelle Health Region, the Regina Police Service, the Public Library, and a number of community groups. Michael Redenbach speaks for the Health Region.
And we thought this is a tremendous opportunity for us to provide services in an entirely different way. So we want to break down the barriers that exist between us to make sure that we're focused exclusively on the needs of the people in the community and not focused on what our individual mandates are. We think that if we're able to achieve our vision for this in the north central part of Regina, that we won't just help the people we're serving directly, but we think we can transform or assist in the transformation of an entire neighborhood.
Policing the Scott community will also take on a more collaborative tone. Superintendent Murray Rowe is with the Regina Police Service. He says trust plays an important part in the equation.
Part of it is being here and actually meeting with them, talking to them like we're talking right now, and being able to sit down and converse. Like the whole concept of this new learning concept at the shared facility will be that type of environment where they'll see us around, we'll see them around. We get a chance to sit down and have a coffee, or we get a chance to maybe learn from each other, because learning goes both directions, not just one, and continue to converse. It's just an environment where if they have us around all the time, there's a comfort level. If they get a chance to talk to us, then we start to develop trust.
Living in north central Regina isn't easy at the best of times. But an article in Maclean's magazine in 2007 calling the area Canada's worst neighborhood left many people in the community angry and frustrated, unable to tell their side of the story. Students at Scott began looking for a way to help give their community a voice. One of those ways is through a dinner theater program. Principal Rod Allen explains.
All of our grade 10s are involved in a dinner theater project. They set their own schedule, the students, in collaboration with the teachers. The teachers timetable weekly for the students. And the end result of all this has been huge engagement in their learning, where every assignment they're doing, and this takes great collaboration, every assignment they're doing is connected to the dinner theater project, whether it's in English or information processing or entrepreneurship or obviously commercial cooking and drama. It's all connected together. End result, we have seen our attendance rates for percentage rates for the grade 10s go up by anywhere from 25 to 40%, depending on the situation, and that's huge improvements.
Earlier, John Abbott had visited the school, encouraging teachers to help students take charge of their own learning. Tamara Machiskinik, who dropped out of high school, says she's pleased to be back at Scott, where Abbott's principals are making a difference.
Now these days, like, everything's so hands-on, I noticed, and that's why I think I'm able to like go through all the way with school, because like before it was like all about books and like someone like me, like, I don't know, I can focus and everything, but I'm really like vibrant, and so it's like hands-on things really like connects with me, yeah.
At a prior teachers' conference, Abbott describes meeting students from a similar school and stresses the importance of a new approach to adolescent learning.
Their biggest complaint was they were still being treated, they said, as babies when they were 16 or 17. But the life they were having to live as self-autonomous adults outside school in a very rough environment where society seems to be breaking down meant that socially they were much more mature than they had ever been before, but the school wasn't moving that form of maturity forward. And I think this concept of cognitive apprenticeship, tutoring, is utterly critical. As soon as somebody is able to do it, they should do it.
Elder Betty McKenna sits on the board of the Scott Learning Across the Community initiative.
My idea of mentorship is that it's the same as the old ways of being taught, the way we were taught as children from our elders or our grandparents. And we listened, we watched, we helped, and then we would do it. And when we went to do it, we knew that we mastered that skill.